film I am going to analyze for this visual essay is Red Road, 2006, from the film director Andrea Arnold.
I'm looking for something.
Arnold is part of an ascendance of a female director in the late 1980s, which uses aspects realistic in their films and in particular to Red Road. She applies the dogma rules established by the Advance Party, which specifies the maximum budget, format and length of shooting weeks. In this particular sequence, Jackie's routine is broken when she spots Clyde on her monitor. He's engaged in the sort of behavior she sees every day, such as sex in an alley, but Jackie's riveted by his appearance. When she goes home and digs up a newspaper she has stored in her closet, the headline says, "Blackie Hill Man gets 10 years, accompanied by Clyde's photo. We as the audience get a nebulous sense of his import. Recently released, he's moved into the Red Road project-style apartments, which you learn when Jackie leaves off tracking him by camera and joystick in order to follow him on foot. Her increasing determination to keep Clyde in sight leads her into his building. Riding up in the elevator with a young couple, Stevie and April, who share Clyde's flat. Unexpectedly, she walks into a party there, an assembly of underclass revelers dancing, drinking beer and liquor in plastic cups, finding a few hours respite with each other in loud music.
You want at the party?
Yeah.
You invited you.
I know Clyde.
But one of your business, a dirty cunt.
In the kitchen, Jackie pauses to chat with April, who's been surprised by a present from Stevie, a puppy hidden in his jacket. Jackie watches as April forks some canned dog food onto the floor. The puppy scrabbling to eat, tail wagging. Asked whether Stevie's her boyfriend, April shrugs. He's sweet, then blows a couple of smoke rings. On the dance floor a few minutes later, they kiss and smile, tender and genuine seeming, as Jackie observes. At the same time, she's observed by Clyde, whose invitation to dance appears to be part seduction, part inspection. For a moment, they appear tentative and also intimate, each scoping the other. Once his hand slides to her bottom, she bolts. The camera close and fish-eyed as she runs into elevator, pressing the first floor button rapidly, and then vomit. This particular sequence shows us how vulnerable and fragile Jackie is. In contrast, when she is behind the CCTV monitor looking after all those people on the street, she appears in control of the situation. But a closer look into her eyes, gazing the screens looking for something, we can feel how fragmented and disturbed she is. The moment when Jackie decides to leave her desk and jump into the real world, it is the pivot moment where the feeling of security and power we perceive as audience from Jackie is broken and she loses control of the situation. Once she steps out and physically contact Clyde, she has no way back. She must confront her demons. When we're watching Jackie monitoring the street and many times invading people's privacy in order to satisfy her curiosity and desires, we image something bad it is going to happen to those people. But when we see Jackie stepping out into the street from the CCTV control room, we automatically perceive Jackie as she in danger now. Everything around her seems insecure and frightening. When Jackie goes to the Red Road block of apartment in the middle of the night and she stops and looks upon the tall building, the coldness and erring sounds of kids screaming and people shouting emanating from it is haunting. As she enters into the elevator, we can see how claustrophobic is the place and Jackie seems uneasy and uncomfortable. And these feelings represent, in my opinion, the inner estates of Jackie's psyche. The insecure and closed, confined space of that elevator remind us of how fragile and disturbed Jackie's life and the need to confront her past in order to pursue her psychological freedom. When Jackie entered in Clyde's flat and starts walking into the corridor, it gives us the feeling of insecurity but also the curiosity to know more about those people and their behaviors. The moment she stops in the kitchen and sees Stevie taking from his jacket a squeamish puppy and gives to his girlfriend April, Jackie looks on that gesture as if reminding her a newborn birth. Then April opens up a canned food and put on the dirty floor for the puppy, surrounded by dirty mess. It feels disgusting and shocking, the brutal reality in which those people live. Jackie continues to walk through the corridor until she stops in the living room where loud music is playing. She sees a lot of people drinking and partying. The music continues very loud. Then she spots Clyde in the corner and starts gazing upon, watching him with repulse and at the same time a desire to discover more about that man. When Clyde sees her, he comes into her encounter. As they are face to face looking at each other, the loud music stops and there is almost a completely silence in the room. When the music stops, it seems like her world stops too. And now she has to make a decision. Does she going ahead with her plans of pursuing Clyde, or she just leave there and goes away? When Clyde started touching her legs and holding her strong against him, we feel how uncomfortable she feels, but at the same time how attracted to him she is despite of her repulse toward him. The relationship between Jackie and Clyde is increasingly fraught, as she pursues him while looking simultaneously reviled. And then, in a bolt, she stops and runs away. She enters into the elevator and presses the ground floor button rapidly. And then she vomits. We can conclude with this scene that Jackie is literally expelling from her body all her torment past. Jackie's own overwhelming sense of dislocation and despair comes to an end, and she is now ready to go ahead with her plans and finish with Clyde in order to settle her life.